Welcome to this video. By the end of this video, we would have solved 8 multiple choice questions, each having 1 mark from 2021 model paper. Okay, let's get going. The first question is a pair of linear equations. So you can see it's a pair of linear equations questions. There are 2 equations that are given and they coincide, and we need to find the value of k. So what are the 2 equations? So it's x plus 2y equals 3, and you have 2x plus 4y equals k. They coincide. What is the value of k? Now, to solve this problem, the main thing we need to know is what exactly does coincide mean for a pair of linear equations. So for this, you need to remember something from your textbook. It says if the 2 linear equations coincide, if their ratios of x coefficient and y coefficient and constant coefficients are the same, which is like a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2 is equal to c1 by c2. In this example, we are trying to find k. Okay, and what is k? K is a constant, because if you look at this, there's a 3 here and then there is a k here, so both are constants. So we will just use, we can use any of them actually, to be honest. We can use a1 by a2 equals c1 by c2 part of it, and then find out the value of k. Shall we do it? Let's go. So we just return the obvious things. For line to coincide, the ratio of x coefficient should be the same as ratio of constant. So in this case, what is the value of a1? So the value of a1 is x coefficient is 1 here, so that is the value of a1. The value of a2 is 2, because that's the x coefficient of the second equation, and the constant. So there's a constant which is minus 3. So look, this is equals 3. So if you move it to the LHS, it becomes minus 3. And in this case, if you move to the LHS, it becomes minus k. So that's why you have c1 equals minus 3 and c2 equals minus k. The next step is we do a1 by a2. So a1 by a2 is 1 by 2, 1 divided by 2, which is what you've written here. And c1 by c2. c1 divided by c2 is minus 3 by minus k. So minus and minus will get cancelled. If you move k to the left-hand side and 2 to the right-hand side, you get k equals 6. Okay? So this is how you solve this problem, and you get the value of k. So of the 4 choices, where do we have 6? So we have 6 is choice B. So that's the first question's answer. Now let's go to the second question. The second question is about arithmetic progression, and they have given us an equation for a to the nth term, which is an, and it's been given as 4n plus y, and we need to find the third term. I mean, this is a quite simple question. All you have to do is substitute for n. Let's see how to do it. So we have been given n, which is nth term, as 4n plus y. We need to find the third term. You need to substitute. So we have been given the equation. We need to find what is the value of a3, which is the third term. How do you do it? All you have to do is substitute. So instead of n, you substitute 3. So you have 4 times 3. And instead of, you keep the constant 5. 4 times 3 is 12. So that's 12. 12 plus 5 is 17. So this is how you do this second question. So which choice is that? Where do we have 17 here? 17 is D. That's it, option D. Okay. We've done second question. Now let's go to the third one. If the roots of the quadratic equation, so it's a quadratic equation problem. If the roots of quadratic equation x squared plus 6x plus k equals 0, then what's the value of k? Now, how do you get the value of k? Now, for these kind of questions, we need to know that there is a relationship between roots of a question, roots of an equation, and the coefficient. So what is the relationship? The relationship is the sum of the roots is minus b by a, and product of the roots is c by a. So that's the equation. Now what is a and c? Any standard quadratic equation can be looked as ax squared plus bx plus c. In this case, a is 1, b is 6, and c is 1, c is k. And that's what these coefficients mean. Okay. So in this case, like I said, A is 1, B is 6, and C is k. We know that the roots are equal. That's a question they've given, which means if I call the roots as alpha and beta, they are same. Now, what is the sum of roots? Sum of roots is minus b by a. In this case, since the roots are equal, I can substitute both as beta. So you have beta plus beta equals minus 6 by 1, right? So all I'm doing is substituting b for 6 and a for 1. So that's what I'm substituting, and you get 2 beta equals minus 6, and hence the answer is beta equals minus 3. In other words, since both roots are same, alpha equals beta equals minus 3. Now, what is the use of this? Now, once we know the value of alpha and beta, look at this equation. We can find the product of roots, right? So that's alpha beta, and we have the value of c by a. Now, what is c? C is the k that we need to find. A is a constant. So if I just substitute the value of alpha beta in this equation, we can get the answer. Let's look at that. So the product of zeros is given by alpha beta, and that is c by a. Alpha beta is minus 3 into minus 3, which is 9. And c by a is k by 1. In other words, k equals 9. Okay. So which option is 9 here? That is A. All right. So we did the third question. Let's go to the fourth one. This is a simple trigonometry. The only challenge is you have to remember one of the two, either sine 60 or cos 30. If you don't, then this is very difficult to solve. So the value of sine 60 and cos 30. The key thing to remember is sine 60 and cos 30 is root 3 by 2. Now, why are these same? Because they're complementary angles. If you remember, sine of theta is same as cos of 90 minus theta. So in this case, theta is 60, 90 minus theta is 30, so they're the same. Once you know this, it's a simple substitution. You multiply the two, root 3 multiplied by root 3 gives you 3, 2 multiplied by 2 gives you 4. So the answer is C. This is 3 by 4. Fifth question. The distance of coordinates is a coordinate geometry problem. Distance of coordinate P, point P, 4 by 3 from x-axis is, okay, so there are 4 options that you've been given. Now, to solve this, we need to understand what does distance of a coordinate mean. Now, what is x coordinate and what is y coordinate? That's what we need to know. I think the key thing is the distance of a point from y-axis, that is from the y-axis, is its x-coordinate. So in other words, in this case, the point P is 4 units away from x and 3 units away from y, because the y coordinate is the distance of point from x-axis. So that is, so 4 away from y and 3 away from x. Okay. The solution of the coordinate is 3 units. Why? Because that's the y coordinate. Fifth, okay, so let's say which one is the answer. That is B. So it is 3 units. Why? Because the y coordinate is the distance from x-axis. Sixth question. A straight line intersecting. This is a circles related problem. A straight line intersecting a circle at 2 points. So this is a straight line intersecting a circle at 2 points is called what? So for this, I have this diagram from Wikipedia, which is really good and it explains different things. Let's look at the different concepts here. What's radius? Radius starts from the center and touches the circle. Okay, so that is radius. So in this case, is this the radius? Nope, it is intersecting at 2 points. Radius doesn't intersect at 2 points, it intersects only 1 point. Then diameter, yes, it intersects at 2 points because it goes through the center and it goes from end to end, from it touches edges of the circle in both cases, but it doesn't cross the circle. So it stays within the circle. What we really need is something that is intersecting at 2 points and crossing. So the answer we're looking for is secant. Why not tangent? Even tangent is outside, right? But tangent only touches at 1 point. It doesn't touch at 2 point. Chord, again, within the circle, it's not the answer we're looking for. So The key thing to remember here is secant intersect a circle at exactly 2 points, and it's a line that is not only within the circle, so it crosses. So in other words, the answer we're looking for is secant. So what were the different options? We had secant, which is the answer. Tangent touches only 1 point, not the answer. Radius doesn't even touch the circle, okay? So it doesn't even touch 2 points in the circle. So the answer is A. Next, 7th question. The volume of the cylinder, so this is surface area and volume chapter question. So the volume of a cylinder is 300 meters square, so that's given. We have to find a volume of cone that has the same radius and height as that of a cylinder. So you have a cylinder, let's call it radius as r and height as h, and you know the volume of that. When you have another object, which is a cone, same radius, same height, what is the volume? Okay, so 4 options you have been given. So the key thing here is we need to know the formula of volume and cylinder. So the volume of cylinder formula is pi r square h. Volume of cone is 1 divided by 3, which is 1/3 of pi r square h. So in other words, if you take a cone, which is like same height, same radius, it is 1/3 of the cylinder volume. And what is the volume of cylinder in this case? 300. What is 1/3 of 300? 100. So the answer is 100 meter cube. So which one is 100 meter cube in this? Answer is D. Final question, which is the 8th one. Surface area of a sphere of radius 7 centimeter. Okay, so it's a sphere and it has a radius of 7 centimeter. What is the surface area? This is a straight formula question. If you know the formula of surface area of sphere, which is 4 pi r square, you substitute for r and you get the answer. So in this case, I've substituted 4 times. I've taken pi as 22 by 7. It's convenient because you have radius of 7. And you multiply the whole thing and you get 616 centimeter square. Okay, this is just, you need to remember the surface area formula. If you know the surface area formula, you can do this. Otherwise, you can't. So the answer in this case is C. Okay, so in this video, you looked at how to solve the first 8 questions of the model paper. They were all multiple choice questions covering different chapters. I think it covered Yes, it did cover trigonometry. You had surface area, you had linear equations, quadratic equation, arithmetic progression. So it covered all of it. Okay. In the future videos, we will cover the other questions, the 1 mark and the 2 mark and the 3 mark and the 4 mark and the 5 mark question. Thanks for watching. Till then, bye.
Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please consider subscribing and hitting the bell icon. You will get further notifications when we publish a new video.